Europe is closing its borders, but not for everyone.
Across the continent, asylum rules are tightening. Border
Controls are expanding, benefits are being cut, and some countries are even paying people to leave. But 3 European Union countries still have legal doors open in 2026 for people with income, skills, remote work, or a serious long-term plan. This is not open versus closed. It is selective versus unprepared. First, look at what is closing. Sweden. Sweden is the clearest symbol of the shift. For decades, Sweden was seen as one of Europe's most open countries. Progressive, welcoming, generous, a place with strong social systems and a reputation for accepting people in need. That version of Sweden is being rewritten. From 2026, Sweden increased its voluntary return grant to around 350,000 Swedish kroner per adult for eligible people who choose to leave. That is not a small policy tweak. That is a signal. The message is no longer simply, come and integrate. Once it is now. If you cannot build a future here, the state may help you go. At the same time, permanent residency rules have tightened, benefits have become less generous, and the political center of gravity has moved sharply toward restriction. Sweden did not close overnight. It narrowed slowly, and that is the key pattern across Europe. Not one giant locked gate. 1,000 smaller doors becoming harder to open. Poland shows the border version of this. The border with Belarus is no longer just a line on a map. It has become one of the hardest frontiers in Europe, with fences, patrols, surveillance, and emergency-style rules designed to stop irregular crossings. Poland has treated that border as a national security issue, not a normal migration channel. Asylum access has been restricted in that zone under temporary measures that have been extended, debated, and criticized. Whether someone agrees with the policy or not, the direction is obvious. Europe's eastern border is being hardened. Then there is the Netherlands.
The Dutch situation is not mainly about geography. It is about pressure inside the system. Housing shortages, overloaded reception centers,
long asylum backlogs, local political anger. A country that cannot house enough of its own residents will eventually start asking harder questions about how many new arrivals it can absorb. In 2026, the Netherlands introduced tougher asylum procedures, shorter temporary permit durations, and faster processing in certain cases. Again, the message is clear. The door is not being left wide open. It is being controlled, filtered, and narrowed. But this is where most people get the story wrong. Because the story is no longer simply open or closed. It is qualified or unprepared. And the answer depends on who you are. If someone is arriving irregularly, without documents, without income, without a legal pathway, the continent is becoming much harder. But if someone has passive income, remote work, skills, qualifications, savings, or a realistic long-term plan, there are still legal routes. The old easy routes are disappearing. The serious routes are still alive, and the first country that proves this is Spain. Spain looks closed if you only read the headline. The property golden visa is gone. For years, foreign buyers could purchase real estate above a certain threshold and use that investment to access Spanish residency. That route became politically toxic because of housing pressure in cities like Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, and Malaga. So Spain ended the investor shortcut. But Spain did not close its lifestyle routes. That distinction matters. The non-lucrative visa is still one of the most important options for people with passive income, retirement funds, savings, pensions, or investment income. It is designed for people who can support themselves without working in Spain's local labor market. That is why Spain still matters for retirees and financially independent people. It is not cheap. It is not automatic. Applicants need proof of financial means, private health insurance, a clean record, and proper documentation. But it is a legal, established route. Spain also has a digital nomad visa for remote workers who earn income from outside Spain. That means someone working for a US company, UK company, or international client base may still have a way in if the income and employment structure qualify.
This is the new Spain. Not buy a house and move. More like prove the right income profile and enter through the correct legal category.
And Spain's appeal is obvious: climate, healthcare, transport, safety, beaches, mountain towns, major cities, islands, food, established expat communities. A lifestyle that millions of people already understand before they ever arrive. But the catch is that Spain is no longer the bargain loophole people remember.
The investor shortcut is dead. The paperwork matters.
The income rules matter. The region matters. And anyone still getting advice from a 2022 Golden Visa video is already behind. That is the first lesson. Europe is not rewarding casual interest anymore. It is rewarding preparation. And if Spain is the lifestyle route, the next country is the skills route: Germany.
Germany is one of the most misunderstood countries in this conversation because it is doing two things at once. It is tightening asylum and irregular migration controls.
But it is also actively looking for workers. That sounds contradictory, but it is not. Germany has labor shortages. Healthcare, engineering, technology, logistics, construction, skilled trades, and care work all need people. The country knows its economy cannot rely only on its existing workforce. So Germany is not simply saying no migration. It is saying the right migration. No, they said the standard skilled worker route is still one of the clearest pathways for people with recognized qualifications and a job offer. But the more interesting option is the opportunity card. This is Germany's points-based job search route. It allows qualified people from outside the European Union to come to Germany and look for work, instead of needing a job offer before arrival. That changes the equation. For someone with the right education, work experience, language skills, age profile, and financial means, Germany can still be a serious legal door into Europe. But Germany is not the easy door. It is the structured door.
Language matters. Qualification recognition matters. Bureaucracy matters. Documents matter.
Professional licensing can be slow. Some careers require German at a serious level, not tourist-level phrases. Germany does not reward people who vaguely want a European lifestyle. It rewards people who can plug into the economy. That is why Germany belongs on this list. Because even as Europe gets stricter at the border, Germany still needs people who can work, pay taxes, and fill gaps in the system. This is the second lesson. Europe is closing to uncertainty, but it is still open to usefulness. And the next country sits somewhere between Spain and Germany. Portugal. Portugal is the country where outdated information is everywhere. For years, the online story was simple. Move to Portugal, use the D7, live cheaply, and maybe get a passport in 5 years. That old version needs updating.
Portugal is still open.
But it is not the same Portugal people we're talking about 5 years ago.
The real estate Golden Visa route was removed.
Lisbon and Porto are no longer cheap. Rents have risen.
Locals are frustrated. And the citizenship timeline has shifted, with newer nationality law changes making the old 5-year passport story unreliable for many applicants. So if someone is watching this because they think Portugal is still the easiest European passport shortcut, stop right there. That is not the point anymore. The point is that Portugal still has legitimate residence routes. The D7 passive income visa remains one of the key options for people with pensions, rental income, investment income, or other stable passive income. That makes Portugal especially relevant for retirees and financially independent people. There is also a digital nomad and remote work route for people earning income from outside Portugal, plus standard work and study pathways. These routes require documentation, accommodation, health insurance, minimum stays,
and proof that the applicant can actually support themselves. But they are real.
And Portugal still has major advantages: a strong quality of life, good healthcare access for legal residents. English is widely spoken in many urban and coastal areas.
The country is safe, livable, and familiar enough for first-time movers without feeling overwhelming. The catch is that Portugal has become more expensive and more competitive. A move that looked simple in 2018 needs a better plan in 2026. The income needs to be real. The address needs to be sorted. The documentation needs to be current. And the citizenship expectations need to be realistic. Portugal still lets people in, but it no longer rewards people who are working from old information. For anyone comparing Spain, Germany, and Portugal, the real question is not which country is easiest.
The real question is, which country matches the profile?
And Spain is best for lifestyle movers with passive income or remote work. Germany is best for people with skills, qualifications, and employment potential. Portugal is best for retirees, passive income applicants, remote workers, and people who value a softer landing. For scouting trips across these countries, Saily eSIM is useful for landing with mobile data already active instead of relying on roaming. And Kiwi or Expedia can help compare flight routes and longer test stays before committing to one country. Links are below.
Now here is the real takeaway. Europe has split into two versions. One Europe is hardening. Sweden is paying some people to leave.
Poland is fortifying its border. The Netherlands is tightening asylum processing. Across the continent, the politics of migration have changed, but the other Europe is still open. Spain still has legal routes for income-based movers and remote workers. Germany still needs skilled professionals. Portugal still has passive income and remote work pathways. The mistake is treating those two realities as the same thing. They are not. Europe is closing the wrong doors for people who are hoping to improvise, but it is still leaving doors open for people who can prove income, skills, stability, and a serious plan. That is the shift.
Not open versus closed, selective versus unprepared.
And in 2026, that difference matters more than ever. For deeper residency breakdowns, country guides, and current route updates, Horizon Insider is linked below. So if you had to choose one legal door into Europe right now, which would it be? Spain for lifestyle, Germany for work, or Portugal for passive income? Drop it in the comments.